Hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So CloudWatch is one of the monitoring tool which is provided by AWS, which contains various different options like not just only creating alarms, alerts, also dashboards and other services connected like notifications. You can send out an email, you can send out a SQS, or you can connect with other services like auto scaling. So many other things that you can do. It's kind of a service which can be integrated into multiple other services depending on your uh, requirement. So how many of you have a clear understanding of what is monitoring? What is monitoring from your opinion, from your understanding? Just give me a couple of lines starting from Sindhu.
Yes, sir. It's just taking care, like watching it continuously by uh, by seeing it whether it's working correctly or not.
Okay, true. So watching continuously, trying to observe, right? Two things you have come across. I mean, you're able to um, come up with like two words, right? Watching something and observing something, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other input from Shweta?
Monitoring in the sense of CloudWatch, it just keep tracking of all the resources and its metrics like that.
Yeah. Keep tracking of all the resources by using metrics. Okay, good. Any inputs from Zafira?
Monitoring means process of observing the works, what they're going
Okay.
through.
So observation.
Yes.
So so one word is called observability with respect to monitoring, right? There is a team called observability team within the company. See, even within DevOps, there are multiple different teams. Infra team, application DevOps team, SRE team, site reliability engineering, and then observability team. So observability team is mainly focused only on monitoring, especially for multiple different teams. They'll make sure tools are in place, they are able to monitor, they are able to create monitoring solutions. That's what that team does. Observability, observing something is the correct word for monitoring. But how do we monitor? How do we observe the system? What are the different things that we need to do? We have to have a metrics in place. Say for example, if you are watching somebody's health, right? If the temperature goes above 100-degree, right? What is the metrics here? Temperature, right? Persons, uh, what do you call it as? Weather, not weather. uh, there is a different word, right, for observing the temperature of the body. Okay, simply we'll say he is having fever, right? When it crosses 100-degree, we say that it is crossing. It is he is having fever. So similar to that, we have to have some metrics in place. Also, we should have some threshold in place. See, without threshold, is it possible to say someone is having some problem, someone is having some issue?
No.
So you should have a threshold which can say it is crossing this particular limit or it is below this limit. Correct? If you have taken any test, right? Probably blood sugar level or BP, anything, right? They will say that it is a higher, it is more than the higher, it is less than the lower. So it should not go below lower. There is a limit range, right? Within that range, your reading should be there. Like that, even in monitoring, the metrics that you are trying to monitor, you should have a minimum and maximum. Beyond that is alarm. Below that is an alarm. Below that, it could not be a danger alarm. It could be a notification, simple notification. It could be useful for other activities. Say for example, if the CPU utilization is below 30%, below 40%, right? You can probably reduce the number of instances running. So that is a scale down or scale up. Scale down. That is also called a scale out. Scale down or scale out. Whereas when you want to increase the number of instances, say CPU utilization or memory utilization goes above 80%, you can add a number of instances into the auto scaling group. In that case, it is called scale in or scale up. Is it clear?
Shankar,
Yes,
can
sir.
you please repeat this alone? Scale up.
Yeah. So, for example, when your system is running with a lot of resources, some processes, right? One second. So when the system is being utilized more or overutilized, right? Your CPU or memory will go up high. When it is going up, when it is going high, you will you would want to increase the number of instances by adding one more instance or two more instances to the auto scaling group. We'll see about auto scaling group later, but just think that it is one configuration where you have the instance related details. So normally when you create an instance, right, you have a key name, you have the instance type and things like that. All of that you put it in a template and then use that template to create number of instances. How to scale up, scale down, both. So when I say scale up and scale in are same, whereas scale down or scale out is reducing the number of instances. Okay, coming back to the CloudWatch monitoring. See, we can monitor based on the performance, resource utilization, and operational health, like CPU usage, disk operations, memory utilization, things like that. So, for it can trigger alerts for auto scaling, resource scaling. So basically, it will provide you information whether you can do a scale up or scale down. So if it is below threshold, you can below the threshold, the below the minimum value, then you can decrease the number of instances. If it is above the threshold, above the maximum value, you can increase the number of instances. See, what we are supposed to look at it as AWS auto scaling, EC2 auto scaling. We use auto scaling group in order to increase the number of instances or decrease the number of instances. Normally, when we say add and remove, that kind of configuration you can do it in auto scaling as well. We'll see the auto scaling configuration later. CloudTrail is just for monitoring what operations we are doing with respect to any resource. That is kind of a log mechanism or the history where you see all the different operations that you have done over a period of time. AWS IAM, you know already, it is user management service in AWS. So you can use these services along with CloudWatch, but we'll be mostly looking at the auto scaling part and notifications using SNS. How do we integrate SNS with EC2 CloudWatch? So if you take EC2 or RDS, you can go with CPU utilization, memory utilization, any one of this metric. So disk read write, you can check it out. You can say how much of network is being utilized, how much operations are coming into the network, how much operations are going out of the network. If it is a S3 bucket, what is the count in S3 bucket? What is the total number of objects stored in the bucket? How many calls which came into S3 bucket to download, or how many uploads have been done in the bucket? Like that, you can just keep track of the operations and increase or decrease, or you can stop the operations within S3 bucket. See, we can focus only on CPU and memory utilization for some time, but there are other metrics available: disk read write operations, network in out. Status check is all about what is the status of your EC2 instance. If you go to log into the EC2 instance, you will see the status, right? Whether it is stopped, running, or active, like that. That is what is the status check. So here we are trying to observe the CPU utilization, and then based on the threshold, we analyze whether it is high or low, and then we create action whether it is just sending out an email or additional EC2 instance, or stopping or starting EC2 instance. So example workflow, you can see that CPU utilization is being monitored. You can create an alarm for a particular percentage for how many minutes, and then notify via SNS and trigger auto scaling or stop EC2 instance or start EC2 instance. Shut down or terminate, whatever you want to do, you can do it. RDS, it is also somewhat similar. RDS is nothing but it is uh, managed database service on an EC2 instance. So S3, what is the bucket size? How many number of objects stored in the bucket? What is the purpose of alarm? Basically to notify people whether you have seen, you are observing high CPU utilization or low CPU utilization, how many number of instances added, how many number of instances removed, all of those things you will get notified. Okay, any questions so far before we move on to the dashboards?
No questions.
Sure. So dashboards is somewhat a graphical representation of what is happening within the system over a period of time. Like last 5 minutes, what happened? Last 1 hour, what happened? Uh, in the last few days, what has happened? So like that, you can create a diagram. Sorry, you can create a graph and view it on the time series dashboard. You can view it on the console. That is what is dashboard. So dashboard, if you want to really see it, it should be only on the console. See, by just name itself, you can say that you can understand that dashboard cannot be just viewed from command line. It is just from the AWS console. See, whatever you see as 80% or 90% for the CPU utilization, the same thing can be viewed from AWS console. What is SNS topic? SNS topic is all about how notification can be sent to a particular email, how SMS can be sent to a particular number. So that one is taken care by SNS. Simple notification service. In that you have a topic subscription. So topic will be the topic that you create, whereas subscription is all about whether it is an email notification, whether it is a SMS notification through a mobile number, like that. So the workflow will be creating an SNS topic, add subscriptions by email. If it is a email ID, you have to add subscriptions, and the link to the CloudWatch alarm to be sent to your email. You just need to click on confirm subscription, and then automatically whenever that particular threshold is reached, you'll automatically receive a notification. Okay, any questions so far?
No question, Shankar. This looks like more of theoretical. Maybe when we get into practical things, we may get some questions.
Correct. So what you can do is now I'll also try to log into one EC2 instance. Otherwise, you can just follow the instructions, whatever is there in the page. Just give me a second. Okay, one of you can share a screen so that I can guide you to what you need to do next.
Yeah. Shankar, I shared my screen.
Okay, you can log into the mission now. Good that everybody is able to catch that how to change the key name, how to change the security group name, and then you're able to follow. You're able to create the EC2 instance without any trouble. Okay, do one thing. You have the scripts under. Can I just do ls and see what is available? Class cap. Okay. Can you go inside this? File.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You can open one of the file and see what information is there. I mean, it is all about adding not app.py, cpu underscore low. Yeah, app.py is just for running the sample Python application. .sh or .py. So basically, this one uh, is going to increase in CPU utilization in your system. Okay, do one thing. Parallel log into your AWS console.
Okay.
You remember which one is yours?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, just click on the instance. Just copy the instance ID for your reference. Just copy the instance ID. Now On the search, you can type CloudWatch.
Sorry? No, sorry.
Search. On the
Okay.
search, you type CloudWatch. Yeah, open the CloudWatch. Go to
Your voice is not clear. 1 second.
yeah,
Yeah, tell
then
me.
you can click on metrics. So there you have all the metrics available for the resources. Click on all metrics. You can see the list of metrics available just by scrolling down. Most of the time, it shows only whatever service is being used. For that only it will show you. Okay, you can go to EC2, click on EC2, and it will show you what are the different metrics available for EC2. See, when you go to EC2, there are two options. Per instance metrics, that is based on the number of EC2 instances, or based on the EC2 instance ID. And then another one is auto scaling group, which is again connected to EC2. Because see, like I told you, if you go to auto scaling group, you will see some configuration which is very similar to creating an EC2 instance. Apart from that, at a high level, how many minimum, how many maximum, what is the desired count, what is the auto scaling policy and things like that, it will be there in the auto scaling group. For now, you can go with, if you clicked, yeah, you clicked on the EC2 instance, right? Or auto scaling group. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to go with the EC2 instance. Click on all once again. Click on all.
Okay.
Go to EC2. Click on EC2. Go to instance per instance metrics. Now you can search for the instance ID. Yeah. Control V, and then you can enter, so that it shows you only the instance which you are working on. Here you can select the CPU utilization, which is something which we are going to monitor. Yeah.
So I need to click this one.
You can, yeah, you can select that as well. Otherwise, you can select the checkbox on the left hand side. Now, see, you can see what is the graph. I mean, it is better you click on. Is it possible? No, no, no. Just scroll up. Okay. Is there an option to create alarm? Yeah, that's what is required. You have to select that particular matrix and then say create alarm. This will take you to the alarm page where you can configure everything. See, now you can say the metric name is CPU utilization, for which instance you are trying to create this CPU monitoring alarm, and what is the statistic, whether it is an average, maximum or minimum. So we are going to calculate the average. Say for example, if it goes about 90% just for a quick minute, and then again it goes to 20%. So average will be around 40%, right?
Yeah.
Is your alarm will not be triggered. So like that, we should calculate. If you click on average and then click on period 5, instead of 5 minutes, you choose 1. Go with 1 minute. Okay, scroll down a little bit. You can go with the static option, and you can go with either greater than or equal or greater. Any one option, because see, greater than or equals is much better, because if it is more than 70%, that means 70% also it will throw an alarm.
Okay.
What is the threshold value here? Since we are calculating average, it should be 70 or 60, like that. Go with 60. because it might be difficult for us to increase the CPU utilization go above 60%.
Which one you're saying? Should I need to give here?
Yeah, you have to mention 60. In the additional configuration, you have other options like how many out of how many data points you consider for alarm. So like I told you before, say for 1 minute, people are trying to hack the system and then it is going above 80%, 90%, and then suddenly after 1 minute, you figured out everything and then you stopped the people, the random people, and then you saved your system. In that case, the second minute, it will be in the normal condition, right? Like that, how many out of how many data points you are going to consider that it is an alarm? One out of one, two out of two, one out of three.
Okay, what is data points here? Does it mean the one that is in the graph?
No, basically, say for example, your temperature goes around 100 degree, and then immediately after 1 minute, the temperature goes around 80, and then again 70. So it is not consistent, right? So you
Yeah.
cannot simply consider 100 as fever because first 1 minute, because of some other reason, your temperature was showing 100 degree. So it's like if you want to consider, then it is, if you want to consider this as a fever, then it is 1 out of 3. If you don't want to consider this as a fever, then it is either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3. So after how many data points you want to consider that particular threshold in an alarm, like
Okay.
that. If you want to consider an alarm only after 3 out of 3, 5 out of 5, so how many attempts you want to wait? That is what it means. How many data points you want to wait? Usually, people configure it for 3 out of 3 or 2 out of 3.
So should I give 3 here?
Yeah, you can go with 2 out of 3, so that and it should always be, yeah, the out of the second value should be always more than or equal to the first value.
Okay.
And so what exactly the last point is, say what happens if you probably don't see the exact output, exact result. Say missing data, that is called missing data. Say for example, you are searching for some particular log information, some exception. When the exception field itself is not there in your logs, that is a missing data. Only when there is an exception word, then you want to say that if there is an exception, please throw an error and then ask people to just validate. If there is no exception keyword, then it is a missing data. In that case, what you will do, how you will consider? You will treat missing data as not threshold. That is what should be the ideal situation. Sometimes, say for example, you are looking for yes, the login is successful, correct? In that case, if yes, login is successful is not, the message is not coming. In that case, what would you do? Missing data as bad,
Yeah.
correct? So like that, it all depends on your use case.
Got it.
Understand? Okay.
So now
So
let it be.
missing data as missing, you can do. Otherwise, you can go with the missing data as not breaching threshold. That is the ideal situation for us now. Missing data here is if the data is not showing anything like 20%, 30%, or maybe sometimes some metrics is not available, some metrics is not measurable. In that case also, the data is missing.
Okay.
Okay, you can click on next. The next page would ask you to say whether it is an alarm or okay or insufficient data. So you are going to trigger an alarm, right, based on the last situation, last configuration or condition.
Yes.
Okay. We are not going to say it is okay, because I mean we are actually creating an alarm. There are at some situation we have to say okay, because I mean we are expecting that information. Say for example, you are searching for some particular success login, right? Success or logged in login attempt or something. In that case, you are going to say okay. That is not an alarm. So you will keep getting a notification okay, okay, like that when when that particular incident happens. Here in our case, we are going to create an alarm if this issue occurs. Okay, you can say select an existing topic. Okay, you cannot select existing topic. You can create a new topic. Click on create a new topic, and you can change that to your name. At least v underscore CloudWatch. Yeah, correct. And the endpoint should be create a topic. Just click on create a topic so that it will create a topic for you.
Oh, this I need to give my
You need to
ID.
give the email ID. Yeah, click on create a topic. It will create a topic for
Why
you.
is this? What is this actually? This create topic. What is this?
So basically, just right click or maybe just click on the view SNS console. Topic means here it is not a straightforward this one. It is basically endpoint for you to send out a notification. If you see subscriptions, you can see your email ID in the bottom.
Yeah.
Confirmation. Topic, we can say that it is
Is it a way to identify our alarm, or I mean, unique way of?
sending a notification,
Okay.
but topic means here what is your way of uh, sending out this notification, whether it is email or
Okay.
SMS like that.
Okay.
So now you can go to your Gmail ID and then just click on confirm subscription so that you receive notification. It would have sent a notification to you now.
So should I need to refresh this one? This one?
No, no, no. Subscription confirmed. You get, yeah, yeah. This page you have to refresh once. The other
This
page,
one.
SNS, correct. So it'll show you that confirmed, subscription confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you go to your alarms page. Correct. Yeah. You already have added a particular action, right? You can see that that's an action that you have already done it. Sorry, that's a notification you have done it. Different actions that you have. One is the EC2 action, auto scaling action, or lambda function. Usually, it will go to an auto scaling, but you can go to EC2 action. It can be a stop instance, start instance, or terminate instance. You can go and say that stop this instance when in alarm,
And
this instance. So you have to do something, right? I mean, when you see a problem, you cannot just keep quiet. You have to do something when you see some problem, right? Either you just run out of the particular room when there is a fire, or maybe call people, or ask people to throw water, like that. Similarly, you have to make sure that you have to act upon your problem. That's what we are doing. For now, if there is a problem, we are saying stop the instance. Okay, click on next. alarm name, you can say v underscore CPU or CPU alarm. Yeah, just go and then click on create. Next, you can see that the actual graph is around less than 3% or 4%. See, you can see something in blue, right? You can just hover your screen, hover, yeah, it's around only that percentage. Whereas you are saying if it is above 60%, the CPU utilization on the red color line, right? If that crosses, if this crosses this particular line continuously for 2 minutes, then it'll throw an alarm for you.
Okay.
Now what you need to do is once you create this alarm, just come down and then create this create alarm. What you can do is you can go to your terminal and run the script whatever we have so that it will increase the number of
Oh, the
you
CPU load, py CPU load dot py, is it?
yeah so yeah, correct, that's correct. Can you just before that can you just do a top command to see, or you open one more login? Can you do a control C control D once? Control C and control D.
Okay.
Use up arrow, copy that information and then log in from a different terminal also. One more terminal. Right. Just right click, enter, and similarly log in from the other terminal.
No, I think,
Okay, you have to move on to particular folder.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So here also we need to enter, I need to log in.
Correct.
Okay.
Now what you do is just go to the Flask app folder. Yeah. Do a Python space.
Python space,
Yeah.
right?
Correct. Yeah. Enter.
No, I think py or Python.
No, Python only. Python 3. I think you should type Python 3.
Python.
Go on to the other terminal and type top. Top is a command which will tell you the CPU utilization. How much is the CPU being utilized? Is it increasing? Yeah, it is about 89%, 90%, right? Can you go to your alarm in the console, AWS console? Click on the alarm once. You can see it on the it has not yet come. You have to change the duration. Do one thing. Meantime, we'll create a dashboard. Just one quick dashboard. On the left hand side, can you scroll down? Where exactly you see dashboard? Uh, do one thing. Click on CloudWatch on the top left.
This one.
Oh, no, on the top left, the menu. Just click on the menu.
Which one you're saying? This one?
No, above. Yeah, that blue color with the three lines. Yeah, you see dashboard?
This one? View recent alarms dashboard.
No, that is not going to help you well. Default dashboard.
Create a new default dashboard.
Mhm. No. Just do one thing. Go to CloudWatch once again from the search. Yeah, click on the CloudWatch. All operations. Click on all operations. Is it showing dashboard? Oh, metrics.
Dashboard is there.
Dashboards first, right? Okay, click on dashboards. Now create a dashboard. Just say that EC2 CPU utilization dash, yeah, anything. CPU utilization. Say create a dashboard. Now, similar to what you have done before, right? It should be number because you need to know what is a number, what is a percentage. You can also go with line, but the thing is, I mean, it is more appropriate. It'll show you what is a percentage. Now, similar to what you have done before, right? You have to go to EC2 namespace, click on EC2.
This one. Okay. Per
Yeah.
instance.
Metrics. You have to copy the instance ID because you might have copied other things right now. Yeah. Just enter and select the CPU utilization. Second one is create widget, correct. So you can save this for now.
Okay.
Can you select the custom option? Because I mean, it is showing for the last 3 hours. Can you see it for the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes? On the top you have. Yeah, just below that. 3 minutes.
This one you're saying.
That one, yeah. It is not getting refreshed anyways. It'll take some time.
Okay.
Mm. Just refresh once again. Yeah. You can just check your email for sure if the percentage is more than 70% and 80% continuously, it should have thrown an alarm. But I think it is still waiting. I think you have to wait for 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So that it increases to that particular percentage. See, you can see 63%.
Yeah.
It has to be above 60% for that particular time frame, 2 minutes out of 3 minutes. Then it'll throw an alarm for you. You can either watch the dashboard or alarm. Anything is fine, but you'll be able to understand whether the resource is being overutilized or underutilized.
Where should I check that?
You can go to the you're in the dashboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go to alarm also and see what is the no, it is SNS for now. You can leave it.
Okay, I have to go here.
Uh, go to the menu once again. CloudWatch menu. Yeah. Click on alarms. Yeah, already one is an alarm. You can see that one is an alarm. It will show you now that particular alarm just triggered. It is not in OK state. See, you can see the it touched the graph, right? It touched the line. The graph touched the
This
line.
one. Yeah.
It is staying there for more than a minute. Now, if you check your mailbox, you would have received an email.
Mm.
Yeah. It contains information about what is the alarm, when it is, when the threshold got crossed. So like that. See, in our real-time use case also, we'll be doing the configuration similar to this, and we'll be getting notifications like this. It this may not be just pretty simple. Sometimes depends on some custom data you have to monitor your application, not just only CPU or memory. But these metrics are common for all the resources, all the EC2 resources at least.
Okay. So
So we
anything to be
can
checked, anything to be inferred from this window terminal, or
from
it is
terminal, you could see that the instance is shut down, right? That's why you got disconnected.
okay, okay, got it. Okay, we have given, okay, if it crosses, then we are.
That stop the instance, right? If you could go and check the instance also, it should be in the stopped state, not in the terminate state for now. You can start the instance again. You can actions, instance state. No, instance state here itself.
Instant state is here. Yeah.
Yeah, no. See on the top, next before actions. Before actions, yeah.
Start
Start,
instance.
yeah. After that, you can probably change the alarms to terminate or maybe not to do any EC2 action. That also you can give it a try. Multiple things you can do. You can also go to, yeah, you can go to alarms, click on actions. Are you in the alarms?
Yeah.
Go to all alarms once again. Select the alarm. Select. I mean,
Oh,
no,
okay.
should be fine from here also, but click on actions, and edit. There is a possibility you can edit the alarm and change the complete alarm also. If you want to change it to maybe 5 minutes, 5 out of 5 additional configuration, anything you want to change, you can do it from here.
Okay.
And again, whatever you're doing from console, it is quite possible you can do it from AWS CLI and from Terraform also. These alarms can be configured by Terraform also. But ultimately, in your application side, you will not be doing any script like this because automatically the application will be accessed by multiple people, and based on the action, you will react to the particular error, particular issue. Either you want to increase the number of instances or you want to add more CPU or memory, simply, or maybe change the instance type. Whatever you want to do, you can do it, but it's up to your actual requirement. Depends on your project, depends on your client. So this monitoring is just for EC2. Similarly, we have monitoring for other services like RDS, S3, like I showed you in the slides, right? There are many ways you can do it, but at a high level, there are 4 to 5 different things that are required. One is metrics, another one is threshold, and you have to make sure how many data points out of how many uh, recurrence you want to throw an alarm, what are the action that you want to do, like that. I mean, there are 4 or 5 fundamental concepts behind creating an alarm. What is the notification that you want to send? Um, what kind of actions that you want to do, automatically. It is not about doing it manually, right? I mean, it's all about automation.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's all I had for today. Any questions from anyone?
So this creating alarm, sending notifications based on the alarm is also part of DevOps engineer. Is what you're telling, right?
Correct. One of the prerequisite for DevOps engineer to understand how alarm is being created, what kind of actions we can do while the alarm is created or while the alarm is triggered, uh, what kind of actions we can do, whether it is auto scaling group based actions or any other simple auto scaling up and down policies. So many different things that we can do. This is with respect to only vertical scaling, whatever we saw. This is for the EC2 instance. When it comes to container service, we'll be doing horizontal scaling. That is adding, removing number of services. It'll take some time for you to digest or maybe understand this stuff, but you have to have hands-on experience.
Okay, Shikhar.
Okay, Soumya, is it fine with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Zafi, Sindhu,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
Yes, sir.
able to create an alarm, you're able to send a notification, you're able to do, or you are just listening and trying to observe?
Yes, listening, sir. After
Listening,
this
sir.
class, we'll try it.
Okay, sure. You have a recording. Just go through the recording and try to create an alarm and show me I mean, send me a screenshot of uh, alarm status getting changed and your notification email and your dashboard screenshot. Okay, make sure all of you provide me these details after the class. Just make sure finish it off today. Don't postpone it for tomorrow. Okay.
So
Yes,
this alarm is possible for Ubuntu as well, like EC2 or Ubuntu, whichever the requirement is. Based on
Correct.
that, we.
Correct. I might not have configured those scripts, but just have a check on the system. Once you create a system, say just move ubuntu.tf to back to ubuntu.tf, amazon.tf to dot back. Just try to rerun it and then check whether you are able to do
Okay, sure.
it. That script is not part of your learning, but you can also go through that script and try to understand what it does. cpu underscore load dot shrpy.
okay, sir.
That script is actually increasing the utilization of CPU so that we
Correct.
can trigger the alarm. Okay.
Yeah, virtual. That is a virtual way of creating it. Simply adding more workload, pushing the system to stress like that.
Okay.
Sure. If
Okay.
no more
Yeah.
questions, we can wind up today.
Thank you. Bye.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sure. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.